Hey human, so this is just a little bit of advice and a quick few pointers on experimenting with some of the newer AI tools that are available today, especially when we're moving into the agentic AI arena. And this is specifically for my friends in L&D and for those who are really non-technical, because I see a lot of stuff on social media that kind of scares me in terms of how people are jumping into things and probably don't know about the security and data risks with that. Now, look, I do share a lot of content myself when showing really amazing tool and some of the things that I can do. But what you don't see is the behind the scenes in terms of my security and privacy infrastructure that allows me to play around with these things in safe sandboxes. So what am I getting at? Look, we see a lot of stuff on LinkedIn about tools like Claude Cowork, which are amazing. OpenClaw, which is really interesting, and all the different versions of the claw that are out there at the moment in time. But the biggest thing that I don't see being discussed is actually how having these tools on your personal devices and work devices, if they aren't approved and secure, can run riot and can cause a lot of problems. And look, that's not a sexy thing to talk about in the world of AI, but it is really important. And if you are someone who's experimenting with something like Cowork and you've seen a bunch of my videos, look, what I would suggest to you is get really clear on the security features with putting Cowork on your device. It does access your folders. It can go rogue. It has gone rogue on me a few times. I actually have my instance of Cowork on a separate device under a separate profile with different security settings. So my point is with this that we really need to be conscious of, yes, there's fantastic tools out there, but also be smart, have common sense. People keep telling me common sense is not so common, but I really do implore you to go check out a lot of the privacy and safety stuff. You can find a lot of it on the websites under all of the documentation from the tools that you are using. But look, wrap this up. AI agents are cool. I think it's great to experiment, but just be aware of what you're putting onto your devices. A lot of these tools are able to go forth and take a lot of your data without a second's notice, sometimes without approval in some instances, which sucks. But that's because a lot of these things are still really experimental. So just have a think about that. Would you want it running riot? Would you want it looking at all of your folders and data? Maybe you do. And if so, this video isn't for you. But if you're not an AI bro and you're a non-techie person, like I say, do your research, use these tools on separate devices, have separate secure profiles. Just have a bit more common sense when it comes to it. Anyway, that is my thought of the day. Hopefully that's helpful. And I will speak to you in whatever I speak to you next.